there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on Ideal World. This is a great show to watch, whether you've watched Ideal World before or never before. We're going to be talking about cruises. So we team up with Planet Cruise and we really believe that these are a leader. In fact, the cruise lines believe that they are a leader when it comes to cruising. Throughout the show, you're going to see a different phone number. The phone number will be at the bottom of the screen. You'll be talking to their team. So write that number down. Don't just think, oh, I've got it on speed dial. Write the number down. You can also go to the website, idealworld.tv, put Planet Cruise or just put cruise in and it will take you through to the cruises that are available to you tonight. And if you're wondering why you should go through Planet Cruise, well, there are a lot of great reasons. You're going to hear me sharing lots of them with you throughout the show. So here's some right away. First, 5 bookings on any deal tonight. Oh, that's last week's, isn't it? Those are last week's. Those are last week's. But anyway, there are loads. Throughout the show, I will share with you that we've got an all drinks included, or we've got upgrades for free included, or you get $400 to spend on board included. And that is why you want to be with Planet Cruise. Now, I was lucky because I was on cruise ships for 18 years, working, not holiday, working. But so is this next fella. Let me introduce you to Justin, who joins us from Planet Cruise.
How you doing? You're
Good
right.
to see you again.
It's great to see you as well.
I was Cunard. Yeah. And I did air tours as well, Sea Wing. I was on there for a few years. I loved it. You were P&O, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, for 6 years. So, I started with the old Arcadia, then went to Ocean Village, and then the Oceana, and then Adonia, and then on to the new Arcadia. And
am I right in saying that everyone at Planet Cruise has got experience of cruise ships?
Well, apart from experience in cruise ships, in the travel industry, so they specialise in cruises. But say, for instance, you've got a Canadian cruise, we've got somebody that specialises in that market. So it's not just a case of, been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, they wear the T-shirt as well.
Right, that's fantastic. Now, let's get on to our first cruise, because we've got 6 main cruises. We've got a couple of last-minute deals that we're going to squeeze in as well. So I really don't want you missing out on any of these. Now, the first cruise line is MSC, the Mediterranean Shipping Company. Let's take a moment to show you what the ship will look like, so you've got some idea what the branding is all about. These are phenomenal ships, aren't they, Justin? Yeah, and especially the new ships. I mean, the Preziosa itself is absolutely stunning. When you look at the atrium and the Swarovski crystal staircase, it just gives you some sort of an idea of the standards they're going to set. Fantastic outdoor deck spaces and great facilities on board as well. Of course, one of the things that I absolutely love about MSC, apart from the 4D simulators and the F1 cars as well, is one of their new concepts, which is the Yacht Club, which I'll talk to you a little bit later on. But all of the ships on board facilities, whether it's the a la carte meals, the restaurants, the bars, just fantastic. Whether you want something quick and simple at lunchtime, if you want a pizza, or if you want a burger, or if you want something a little bit more refined in the evening, then there's something to suit everybody. And on this particular cruise, there are great reasons to go through Planet Cruise. First of all, you're going to get a free upgrade from inside to balcony, which is what we all want, really. Whether we can afford it or not is different. But in this case, you go to balcony for free. That's a free upgrade, and it's just £1 deposit. So if this itinerary appeals to you, if you love the idea of this luxury that you can see right now, I mean, it's a beautiful floating hotel, this could be the one for you. Every cruise has got an ID number. In this case, you'll see it on the blue bar. It's 168167. So let's talk about the itinerary.
Yes, well, straight away, it's an absolute classic itinerary. And for those of you who love going out of Southampton, you don't have to fly. So whether it's a case that you can't fly, you just prefer to travel down, then it's perfect.
And as much luggage as you want then.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Also, if you're travelling from a little bit further afield up north, then we have got a great package where you can stay locally, and that includes the parking for the cruise as well. We'll tell you about it at the end. But first of all, out of Southampton, it's just a quick, short cruise across to Bruges. Now, this is an absolutely stunning place. You're actually going to be probably cruising in Bruges as well, because the canals, you simply got to go on a canal boat. You've got great beers, you've got great chocolates as well. The architecture in the main square as well is just beautiful to see. If you want to do something a little bit more historical, you can go a bit further afield as well. But we've got plenty more in store because we're going on to our next.
I always find it interesting now, it's so close to us, but so few people have been there.
Well, I was going to say, at the end of this cruise, you go to Paris, and that's somewhere that I still haven't been.
Yeah. You've never been?
Never been to Paris. I've been all the way around the world, never been to Paris.
Well, you can't sail into Paris, can you?
No, true.
That's probably why. So then we go on to Amsterdam. Is this an overnight?
This is an overnight on board. So you've actually got the luxury of having a floating hotel literally in the heart of Amsterdam.
So you can get on and off the ship as much as you want.
Yeah, as much as you want. And of course, bear in mind, you've got the overnight on board and then you've got the day in Amsterdam. So I would recommend going out.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want to do, you know, there's plenty of different districts for different tastes. And in the daytime, there's just so much to do, whether it's the Van Gogh Museum, Rembrandt's house, the flower market. There's lots to see and do.
And just ask your team, when you call, again, the number's on the bottom of the screen, sometimes the overnight is in Rotterdam rather than Amsterdam, so just be aware of that.
Just depends on the dates, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll export a call somewhere that's very special to me, Amsterdam to Hamburg.
Oh, great.
Now, Hamburg, Germany, Christmas markets. I love me Christmas markets, and I know you very much know what happened in Hamburg. Well, I proposed to my future ex-wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah. He hasn't married her yet. He hasn't married her yet. No, I remember.
You keep on asking me. You're like, you are engaged? Like, yeah. When are you getting married? Don't know.
I just asked him that tonight. But the fact is, Nova, he's going to do it soon if you're watching. But the fact is, I didn't think you, because it's so far inland, I thought you can't sail into Hamburg, but you do.
Yeah. In fact, there's actually dry docks where they refit some of the cruise ships. So while we were in, we actually flew over to Germany and we saw the Oceana in dry dock being refurbished.
Brilliant.
So yeah, Hamburg's an absolutely fantastic place.
Yeah, I love
they definitely go to the town hall. There's the inland lake as well. That's definitely worth a look as well. And of course, Reeperbahn. There's a lot of history with the Beatles as well. So lots to see and do. Then you've actually got a nice, relaxing day at sea. And you know what? The days at sea are just fantastic. To get out on the promenade deck, to have that fresh sea air. You know the old adage, they go, oh, get some good sea air in your lungs. It really does make a difference.
But this is also when it's great to have a ship as beautiful as the Preziosa, because you could spend a day wandering around looking at all the different things that are available to you. You can do as much or as little as you want.
Well, and definitely the activities on board. And remember, if you want to go for the Yacht Club, which is a very unique feature to MSC, then you get your own butler, you get your own concierge service, you can book all of your own spa treatments, book specialist restaurants, special open deck spaces as well, and great for families and the kids.
And then Paris, that you've never been to.
Exactly, I know.
We just went there this summer. We took the kids down there. We did the Euro Disney thing. Eiffel Tower, you've got to go do it. It's amazing. Look, there it is in the distance.
Yeah, I mean, the actual port that you're docking in is Le Havre. And again, it's actually a very quaint little village that, you know, is perfectly adequate to have a little bit of an afternoon stroll around. But you've got to go and do it. Go and see the Arc de Triomphe. Go and see the Louvre, the Champs-Élysées. It's just so close, but so far away.
I personally recommend to you the river cruise. There's Louvre, but the river cruise will take you to all of these places. And look, there you go. You can see the Seine right now. You just jump on one of those places, like 20 quid to go all the way down, and you see everything in one foul swoop. And it's so much fun. The kids loved it, absolutely loved it. There's Sacré-Cœur as well, brilliant. And then of course back to Southampton. Yeah.
And that finishes up just a perfect week on a great ship. And I can't emphasise this enough. Bear in mind, this is May to September next year, and we're offering just £1 deposit per person. If you've got any questions about how that works and the terms and conditions, pick up the phone, ask the specialist, and they'll be able to explain it to you.
And that is exclusive to Planet Cruise. So let me whiz through some of the things, the reasons to buy from Planet Cruise. First of all, free inside to balcony cabin upgrade. That is a must. Come on, that is an amazing opportunity. That's one great reason to go with Planet Cruise. Overnight on board in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, as we said, depending on the departure date. Planet Cruise exclusive. £1 per person is your deposit. So that's phenomenal. And you can add, you don't have to do this, but if you like to have a drink when you're on a cruise, £24 per person per night, and it can be all inclusive on the booze. Of course, if you're not a drinker, then you won't want to do that. Add one night at the Holiday Inn. How does this work, Justin? £95, what do we get?
Well, you know, if you're travelling down from somewhere like Manchester or Scotland, and that's a long journey to do in one day, so you can come down, stay in the Holiday Inn at Winchester, you get your breakfast included, but you also get parking for the 7 days, and you get transferred to and from the ship as well. When you put all of that together for just £95 per person, it makes sense to start your cruise right there.
It is brilliant value for money, because we're talking, what, about around £100 per person per night, so great value for money. What sort of hotel do you get for that? Here you can see all the dates. Look, some sellouts already, and you can see on the right-hand side where your overnight is, whether you're in Rotterdam or Amsterdam, you get to pick and choose which ones you would like. So brilliant value for money. So that's the first of our 6 main cruises. We've got a couple of last-minute deals as well. So moving on now to P&O, of course, a great British line. This is the one that Justin was on for 6 years, so he knows this line inside out. out. But this is great because we're going to take you out to the Middle East. And in fact, first of all, you're going to get an overnight in Dubai. So let's take a moment to see what this beautiful place will look like. Talk us through this, Justin.
Do you know, the first time I actually experienced this part of the world was just last year, and what a wonderful experience. It's like cities of the future, so clean, so organised. If you love shopping, then you're going to love these places, and the sights that you're going to see are quite literally world class. I mean, the Burj Khalifa that you saw there, the tallest building in the world, places like the Palm, the Burj Al Arab, just absolutely unique and completely different. I've actually got a good friend of mine who is living in Dubai, and over the last few years it's dramatically changed. It just keeps on growing. So if you've been before, this is a great opportunity to go back and revisit some of those great places. The actual aquarium you saw there, that's in the main shopping mall, and it's one of the largest aquariums in the world. It's unbelievable. When you actually see it, it's like 2 or 3 stories high. And that's the actual fish tank. I call it a fish tank. An aquarium in the middle of a shopping mall.
It's cool, isn't it? Now, you got that overnight in Dubai at the start, then there's an overnight in Abu Dhabi, and you've got another overnight in Dubai at the end of the cruise too. So, and again, this is, you treat the ship, it pulls up against the pier, and it's as if it's a hotel. You get on and off it as much as you want. So you want to come back at 2, 3 in the morning, you can do just that. So should we take a moment to look at the ship and have a look around how beautiful this is? Yeah,
this is actually one of the first ships. So I actually started on board the old Arcadia and just did one cruise as like a training cruise, and then actually launched the Oceana. I remember actually flying out to Miami and joining it for the first time. A really great size as well. You're just looking at just over 77,000 tonnes, so just over 2,000 passengers. You've got the main atrium there, the onboard shops as well, which is good for a little bit of retail therapy, and of course then the spa up on top deck. Great facilities like the libraries as well, and something new for P&O certainly. They've got freedom dining now on board Oceana, so you don't have to have a set time or a set table. It's very flexible with that. So that's a little bit of a new feature. But generally, just great memories on board this ship. You know, she's a ship that's been sailing for many years, but she's been kept up to date and nice and modern. But for me, it's more about the places that you're going to be visiting on Oceana.
So we've been in Dubai, and then from there we go to Bahrain?
Yes, and this is actually quite unique. It's not necessarily one of the most popular ports. So to get this on an itinerary, it's very rare that if you want to go there, this is your chance to go. And definitely plenty to see and do. Not quite as developed as Dubai as in the sort of futuristic style, more history that you've got here.
That's cool.
So definitely go to the Grand Mosque, and there's a massive open air market, one of the souks, so you can go there and have a little bit of a barter. So enjoy Bahrain. Then you're into Abu Dhabi, and again, only just about half an hour apart, but completely contrasting styles from Dubai. And when you get in here, I mean, you've got the Yas Marina circuits, if you like your Formula One. You can go to Ferrari World as well, which has got the world's fastest roller coaster.
Wow.
So if you want to go and do that, some of the Jeep Safari is really good. And of course, you've got plenty of water parks as well. There's Ferrari World, so something for everybody. And bear in mind, that is overnight as well, so you get a chance to go out as well. Next day is something really unique. This is Bani Yas Island, and this is a natural island. It's about 110 miles off the main coast.
Never been here.
But this is a nature reserve like you will not believe. There's literally hundreds of different breeds of animals and thousands of different plant lives here. So this is just like a natural oasis. So if you like your water sports, if you like your walking, your snorkeling and outdoor activities, then you're going to absolutely love this. Nice relaxing day at sea. Make the most of that great sun, and of course enjoy the ship's facilities as well. And then we're into Oman. We're into Muscat. Now you've got the Grand Mosque here, the Al Jara, and you've also got the Cornice in Matra, which is not too far from the actual port area itself. Again, this is more of a rustic rural area that if you want to bring back some of the handicrafts, then this is going to be good to do. Then you're into Kasab. Now Kasab, a very, very small port, and this particular port, I'd recommend. We've been talking about cruising quite a lot in ports. There's the great forts that you can see in the castles, but there's a traditional type of fishing boat that you can actually sail out on, and it just gives you that feel that you're just walking onto the set of an Arabian movie. It's just great. Then you're back to Dubai, and this is another overnight on board. So I'd plan it, you know, you could go the first day that you're in Dubai, you could go shopping, and then the second day that you're in, you can go and see the water show, the light show at the Burj Khalifa. So they have one usually about every 15 to 20 minutes. It's all choreographed. choreographed to a different piece of music. So usually, you know, when you go to these shows, it's the same piece of music and the same routine. No, literally every 15 to 20 minutes, it's different pieces of music, different routines.
I think this is certainly one of the most exciting of the itineraries that we offer you. And if you're thinking that's somewhere I'd love to go, but it's so expensive. This works out at less than £80 per person per night. That is phenomenal. And of course you get a taster. So you're not just going to Dubai and spending a week there. You've got Abu Dhabi in there, you've got Muscat in there, you've got the opportunity to overnight as well. £1 deposit, £1 per person deposit, phenomenal value for money. 2 overnights Dubai, overnight then in Abu Dhabi, return flights, we're talking Manchester, but if you want to fly from somewhere else, talk to the team because they can make the holiday bespoke for you. They're available from London, Glasgow, Birmingham. Just talk to the team. Your ID number on this one is 139230. There are already sellouts. There are already sellouts. That you can see on the right hand side, that's sold out. I believe that we've had another sellout since this was created as well. So 2 of those dates now sold out. January, February and March of next year. And so to think you just put £1, well, next year's going to be here before we know it, isn't it? So if you think in January, we're talking about 3 months away. So really consider this. Now there's loads of other goodies on that one as well. 24-hour complimentary room service as well. So really do consider that. Now, moving on to another brand that's very, very well known. This might be a brand that you already know yourself, Saga. We've got great ships here. So if you don't want a giant ship that's got 2, 3, and now they've even got ships that have almost 5,000 people on board, you're going to love this. Let's have a look at it right now. Do you want to talk us through this one, Justin?
Yeah, do you know what? This is actually probably, I'm most excited about this because you're saying about the larger ships. This ship will only have a maximum of 30 passengers.
What?
Just 7 crew. This is not actually classified as a ship. It's an MV, a motor vessel.
What?
This is like your own private yacht. And the fact that you're going to be going off the Adriatic and going into places like Dubrovnik, there's walking tours that are included with this as well. It is just simply one of the most unique
This is like going down to that
features.
marina and saying, I want to rent that boat for the week.
Exactly.
Wow.
If you're thinking, if you've got quite a large family, I've just actually been away with my in-laws, and you know, there's a group of 6 of us, but quite easily, sometimes there can be 15, there can be 20
They're
of a
not
family
your
that go
yet.
away.
You didn't.
Well,
you
the
didn't.
outlaws.
Oh, I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
I'm only joking, but the fact of the matter is, no, if you've got a big family, or if you've got a big group of friends, or you know, a social club that you go to, you can get near enough, book out the actual ship itself. You know, so give us a call and see what the availability is like, because to be fair, what you're actually seeing is fantastic. The ship itself was built in 2006.
Okay, great.
She's just under 40 metres long and 40 metres wide.
Wow.
And the great thing is you get to get into the actual docks, so you're not transferring how to get on a bus.
Every night, isn't it, on this one?
Near enough, you're sailing in the morning, pulling into the harbour, stepping off the ship into the town. So you can just see the little harbour there of Dubrovnik.
Yeah.
Usually with the cruise ships, you remember, you dock about 10 or 15 minutes out and then get a shuttle bus in. But there she is, the Emanuel.
That is this is when we said Saga, I was thinking a Saga ship, maybe 200-300 people on board.
No, something
that is
completely
phenomenal.
Different. All of the passenger cabins are on the main deck and one below. You've got a bar that's open from 11 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, and serves drinks all the way throughout the day, alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
And that's all included?
That's all included. Brilliant. You've got your local wines, beers and soft drinks all the way throughout the day. So just look at that.
Yeah.
It's just completely different.
When I worked on the cruise ships, don't think, I was, on some extravagant holiday, worked on the cruise ships, and I'd rent a ship like that. I was the cruise director, head of entertainment, and I would take the whole team out on a boat like that. This is a phenomenal opportunity. Yeah, so let's do the itinerary.
Yeah, so first of all, you're starting off in Dubrovnik, and getting on board the ship, and then sailing to Korčula.
Oh yeah.
Now Korčula,
Marco Polo, right?
Yeah, not quite. Well, there's part of the actual
Marco
island.
Polo story.
Allegedly. I thought it was. I always thought it was. I knew you were going to say that. But you've just got beautiful vineyards. You've got fruit trees, and you're actually docking in the main town as well. During the actual morning, you're going to be cruising past the Pelishats Peninsula as well, so just beautiful that you're getting to see these localities from such a close distance. Then the next day, you're actually in Pučička. Now, Pučička, you're actually going to be cruising north to Markisa, then on to Brach, which is about the third, fourth largest island within the Adriatic, and then you're overnight in the town itself. Again, look how close you are. You are literally docking, stepping off, you're in the old town. Find a lovely sort of restaurant or a taverna and just enjoy the evening there. Then we're in to Split. Now, Split is Croatia's second largest city. Yeah. Great water sports there, a lot of activities that you can do, and a World Heritage Site as well. This actually includes a walking tour, and part of that walking tour will actually take you around some of the Roman ruins, which is some of the best in the actual locality itself. Then we're off to Hvar. Now, this is another overnight, but during the day you're going to be cruising the Hvar Channel, so between Brach and Slotter, and the ship is docking in Hvar town. Again, another walking tour included when you get off the actual boat itself. Then we're into Millet. Now, Millet, another guided visit as well. This completely different from a lot of the islands. This is very lush, very green. You've got a lot of forests, and there's 2 saltwater lakes. And if you take a look at the lakes, they're just so, it looks like the Caribbean, you know, that lovely blue.
Yeah, look at this.
Exactly. So just imagine going there and going to a lake and then going for a swim.
Wow.
So just absolutely beautiful. You've got the Aleppo pines there and the Holm oaks, which are native to that part of the islands, and just absolutely stunning. Then you're back into Dubrovnik, but this is where you have an overnight on board. Yeah. There's some great little bars and restaurants around the harbour itself. Walk the actual wall and walk around the town. Remember, this is very much a walled city, so you don't have to worry about traffic, and just absolutely stunning.
So many of those guided tours included. Yep. And then we've got the free bar on board. In fact, let's go through what's included so you can really see. This is such a great one. This is so unique to anything that we usually bring you. So, and when I get to prices in a moment, you'll see 10 sellouts already on this, 10 sellouts. So it really is first come, first served. If you're thinking about this one, call the team immediately. So Planet Cruise exclusive, because you've got the deposit from £1 per person. Then you've got the local wines, beers and soft drinks that are included with your lunch and your dinner, but they're actually available from 11 AM to 10 PM every day. Guided tours in Dubrovnik, Split and so on and so forth. Free bar, there you go, look, free bar on board from 11 AM to 10 PM, serving your local alcohol and all your drinks, and then you've got your return flights. London Gatwick, but again, if you're looking for somewhere else, regional flights are available. Just call the team and ask questions. Let's go through the dates and the times. Look at these sellouts, sellout, 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 sellout. So be quick on this one. If you want this, we're talking April, May, June, August and September and October of next year. But the quicker you get your hands on this deal, your ID number on this is 187363. Please don't miss out. Now, I did tell you we've got 2 last-minute deals. I've been told we've got our first one right through. So let's take a moment to tell you about this one. I believe that this one is from MSC. Here we go. What can you tell us about this, Justin?
Yeah, this is 3 nights from Hamburg to Paris, and this is on board the Preziosa, so the ship that we featured earlier on. You can actually add on a 2-night central hotel stay as well from just £30 per person as well. All of your transfers included, and with this you can add on hold luggage as well. It's hand luggage included in the deal, but look at that price. A 3-night cruise with the travel included for £279 per person.
I would say this is a great taster. Or you know, we often talk about getting a weekend away. That is a great way to go.
Well, yeah, do you know what? I mean, to do Hamburg and to do Paris as well, for that price, that is just superb.
Yeah, come on, really don't miss out on that brilliant opportunity. That's one of the last-minute deals. But we're going to move on to our next big cruise. And am I right in saying this is, well, it's Norwegian Caribbean line, I know that. But am I right in saying it's their newest ship?
Yes, she sets sail on the 21st of April this year. Wow. So she's in a maiden season.
Look at that.
It's actually
got all this,
straight away you could always spot the NCL ships.
Yeah,
couldn't you?
yeah.
This has actually got a go-kart track on board.
You are kidding me.
It's got one of the largest, I think it might actually be the largest at sea, water parks as well. Wow. And it's just fantastic from...
So that's why that's got Wyland on the front of the ship, because he was all his artworks about water creatures, isn't it?
I remember seeing it in New Orleans, I think.
Yeah.
Up on where you dock.
Yeah. Beautiful, stunning ships. There's a go-kart track.
Yeah, and don't think I don't want all that noise when I'm sunbathing. It's actually electric go-kart, so it's not like the engines.
Brilliant.
So, but great entertainment on board. You've got things like the Jersey Boys, you've got the Cavern Club as well, where they have a Beatles tribute act, things restaurants like the Tuscan Steakhouse in there. It's just superb. For the kids, you've got 5-hole mini golf, you've got laser tag, there's a barber shop on board as well, the aqua park. It's just fantastic ships, very modern, very youthful, and I should imagine that you just have great fun, and especially where you go in. I mean, the Caribbean and America, you have many happy memories, don't you?
Oh, so many. Let me just share a note with you, because maybe you've never cruised before, and maybe you've watched the show and you thought, cruising not really for me. If you haven't been, you don't know. And I've got to share this with you. Again, I had 18 years at sea, making customers happy week after week after week, month after month, year after year after year. Cruising is becoming so popular. Over the next 5 years, like 100 new ships coming out. And the reason for this is, it's such great value for money. It gives you an opportunity to go to a particular part of the world and see so much of it. Even tonight, we're talking about lots of different parts of the world, the Mediterranean, we'll be going to South America a little bit later. So there's an opportunity for everyone. I say there's no bad cruise lines. There is not a bad cruise line on the planet. It's just a matter of finding out which is the best one for you. So decide what it is that you would like from your holiday. Do you like the finer things in life? Would you prefer a luxury line? Do you like the idea of just a fewer people? So maybe you prefer a smaller ship. Ask yourselves these sorts of questions and you'll be able to work out which is the right cruise for you. But I promise you, cruising is magnificent. So take one and then make your mind up. I bet you get the cruise bug. Now, on this particular cruise, we're going to take you to Miami first, right? Yeah. Do we get to spend the night there?
Yeah, we get to spend the night there. And what a great place to spend the night.
I lived there 3 months.
Well, hand over to you then. What would you do? What would you recommend? Venice Beach?
But you know, again, we're all different. So you might want the nightlife. You might just want to go to the beach. It's entirely up to you. Phenomenal restaurants. And of course, there's some of the sites, just being there, you get a buzz. For me, the big excitement for me when I was a youngster, when I first went out there, was because of Miami Vice. You know, the TV show.
I suppose, yeah. See, I just want to go to Ocean Drive, see the old Art Deco buildings, and just get that wonderful flavour, sort of a little bit of a Cuban feel about it. Just a great night and a brilliant way just to ease yourself into this cruise, because again, you've got some great Caribbean ports, a superb ship to be on, and well, just a great holiday. Well,
as this is a new ship, we're lucky enough to have Keith, who's a regular presenter on the show. Keith went on board, so let's see what happened.
Imagine exhilaration, exploration, and an experience of a lifetime, all combined in one cruise holiday. Whether you choose to go tropical or a little wild, this ship can be summed up in one word: bliss. You can zoom around hairpin turns as you race for the checkered flag on the racetrack at sea, so prepare to get revved up. You can live on the edge as you plunge into the water at the aqua park. Or make it the best of 3 on Aqua Racer, a tandem water slide at sea. Get your game on at the laser tag battle. Shoot for the stars in a laser tag on a cruise ship. Top off spectacular days with legendary nights on board Norwegian Bliss. Perfect your dance moves and clear your pipes as you go on an incredible audible journey with the 4 Seasons in a Tony Award-winning musical. Fans of the Beatles shouldn't miss a night rocking out in the famous Liverpool nightclub where the band originally played. It's so good, you'll want to be there 8 days a week. From cocktail bars, wine bars, adult-only bars, and their brewed on-board bar, there will be plenty of spaces on board to sit back and relax and enjoy a good tipple. Pull up a stool and take a Merlot for a swirl as you laugh with some of your closest friends. Pair your favourite vintage with some light bites from La Cocina, or elevate your wine IQ with programmes meant for experts and novices alike at the tasting table. Then there's the specialty dining options. You've got Cagney's Steakhouse, which is an American-style steakhouse where you'll pull up a seat along the waterfront and take your pick from premium cuts. Or you can travel somewhere new with every delicious bite at the Food Republic. Savour a fusion of foods and cultures from around the globe. There's an Italian restaurant, French restaurant, Mexican, seafood, teppanyaki and Texas barbecue. There's even a Starbucks at sea. There's Coco's, a chocolate treats restaurant. The Splash Academy Youth Programme will feature separate spaces for kids aged 3 to 12. The ship's arcade will be located in between the 2 spaces. Teens have their own space in the Entourage Teen Club, from which they can come and go as they like. You can relax in a lively style with smart sophistication. With a balcony cabin, you can see the world like never before. Floor-to-ceiling glass doors open onto your very own private balcony.
Isn't that exciting? Come on, if you've got kids, you know the kids are going to absolutely love that. But of course, the ships are so big these days that you do as much or a little. I think that's the important thing to get across, isn't it? If you want to sit in a corner and read a book,
yeah,
you can. If you want to jump on a go-kart, you can.
But to be fair, I mean, the amount of activities that are going to be on board, you're going to need all of this time. Because bear in mind, you know, most of the days you're going to be in the ports, you're going to be experiencing tours and different beaches and locations. You'll want to explore the ship because afterwards you go, we haven't been here.
And you might want to bear in mind, this is the Caribbean we're talking, and then the Florida Keys coming afterwards. But because you're in the Caribbean, if you want to stay on board when everyone else gets off, you can. If you want to stay there and just have a hot dog or a burger by the bar, you can do that. If you want to go inside and be in the air conditioning, have lunch, you can do that too. So it's all about you. It's all about your choices. So then we've got a couple of days at sea.
Yeah, just enjoy the facilities, and then we're into our first port of call, and it's a classic Caribbean island. It's St Thomas.
Love it.
And you know, straight away, it's got one of the best beaches, and that's not my opinion.
Magan Bay.
That's the National Geographic magazine voted it the best beach in the world.
If you're going to St Thomas, write this down, whether it's this cruise or not. Secret Harbour. That's well worth a visit.
Okay.
Secret Harbour. Again, bear in mind, 6 years was in the Caribbean. Secret Harbour. There's Magan Bay. That's Magan's Bay.
Yeah,
one of the top 10 in the world.
I mean, it quite literally is, you know, it is idyllic. You just think of the, you know, the adverts of the Caribbean. That is what St Thomas is like.
Yeah.
If you actually go into the town, then you can do some retail therapy. And, you know, you've got great facilities. It's very Americanized, so you've got great facilities. If you want to do your duty free, get your watches or your jewellery, great here. Also fashion as well. You've got all the big American brands that have got stores over there. You know, indulge, you're on holiday, make the most of it because it's going to be a great day.
My favourite thing in St Thomas, rent a Jeep and go to Mountain Top. It's gorgeous up there. You get incredible views. You can go drive to Secret Harbour, Sapphire Bay. There is so much to do. It's just a gorgeous island.
I was actually going to recommend hiring a car in the next port of call.
Oh, in Tortola.
This is what we used to do when we used to dock in Tortola. We used to hire a Jeep and head over. So everybody goes to Cane Garden Bay.
Yeah.
Instead of turning right when you get to Cane Garden Bay, turn left and go to Long Beach. And it is just beautiful. The waves, it's a little bit more of the Atlantic Ocean that you've got there. If you want to go a little bit further afield, go across the Virgin Gorda. Yeah. And if you go across the Virgin Gorda, you've got the unique beaches where the actual rock formations, they're like boulders. They're the size of houses, but you can walk through these little alleyways and through these little rock pools, and it's almost like a little adventure. So
There's some great snorkelling on these places too.
Yeah, and of course it's Pusser's Landing as well. So for those of you that perhaps used to serve in the Royal Navy, you'll know that they used to serve the Royal Navy tot, the daily tot, the grog, which was Pusser's rum. And Pusser's rum is probably one of the most potent rums. You can go to Pusser's, which is one of the bars, and I can't remember the name of the cocktail now. I probably couldn't repeat it on air, but you were only allowed to be served 2 of them, and they were in an old enamel mug. Remember the enamel mugs that you used to get?
Yeah.
And and it had the recipe of the cocktail just on the side.
Wow.
And well, if you've been there before, you know, it's good to go and reminisce. If you haven't, definitely do that.
Then another day at sea before we arrive in Nassau. One of my favourites. I love Nassau.
Go on.
The Bahamas.
What would you recommend?
This is a great place just to wander into town because it's an old Brit. Well, there you can see the gorgeous
Atlantis,
hotel. Yeah, that's really worth it. I don't know if they still do it, but when I was out there, you used to be able to swim with the stingrays. I absolutely loved that. It was so much fun.
You've got a great water park down at Atlantis. You've got Fort Charlotte if you want to do something historic. But for me, I'd have to go to the Ocean Club. I'd have to do a little bit of film locations. So if you love your James Bond films, you know, Casino Royale. Yeah. It was the Ocean Club, which is actually a 4 Seasons resort. You can go there and just to pretend you're James Bond, you're Daniel Craig, you know, walking out of the beach in your little blue shorts. I tried doing that on holiday, it didn't work.
Well, sorry to hear that. But again, this is a great place. If you just want to wander in town here, you'll be able to. And it really is. I know you're looking at a modern hotel there, but the town, which is right near the ship, really old-fashioned, exactly what you imagine it to be like in the Caribbean. But then, of course, we go back to Miami, and the cruise is not over. Well, the cruise is over, but the holiday's not. Yeah,
Key West, and of course, we used to dock in there quite a lot. You can go to the Everglades, you go to Sawgrass Mills, great shopping there as well. Great. So there's plenty to see and do and finish off. I'd actually recommend taking less clothes and having an empty suitcase, because the shopping over there, it's just great brands. Depends on what the exchange rate is at the time, but just go and enjoy it. Now, there's lots included with this particular trip. We've got the premium all-inclusive drinks, you've got tips included, Wi-Fi, here you go. So if, again, you're wondering why should I book through Planet Cruise, and Planet Cruise are the top
agent with many of these cruise lines we're looking at tonight. First of all, you've got plenty of dates available for you. You've got November through March on this one. Free upgrade from inside to outside. Come on, that is such a great opportunity. A free upgrade. And you want to be on the outside. You want to be able to look off your balcony and see gorgeous views of the Bahamas, of the deep Caribbean. But it also includes drinks, tips and Wi-Fi. How phenomenal is that? 7-night cruise on board Norwegian's newest ship. This is a brand new ship, just came out this year. 4-night stay. You've got the 3 nights in Key West, the 1 night in Miami, and of course your return flights. Now we've worked that out with London Heathrow, but again, if you think, well, I'd like to go from Manchester, I'd like to go from Newcastle, call the team and ask them what they can do for you, because they can make this a bespoke holiday, a bespoke cruise for you. Let's go through the pricing strategy on here. You can see lots of dates. November, December, and that's this year, so we're talking around the corner. If you go, this right, but you're talking about 2019, 2019, 2019. These are literally weeks away. So if you want to get out there, pick up that phone, call the team and talk to them. And don't forget, you'll get a free upgrade from inside to outside. And of course, you've got January, February and March too. So if you want some winter sunshine, you've got that available as well. But we've got another last minute deal for you. This time, Cruiser Maritime. Now, Cruiser Maritime become very, very popular, I guess because they got smaller ships, not thousands and thousands of people on board.
Yeah, they're taking classic ships, they're refurbishing them, and well, my actual other half's parents, they've been on board with first cruise, and they absolutely loved it. Great. Very nice and relaxed, very informal, and because it's a smaller ship, you get to know people. It's adult only, so you don't have to worry about children if you don't want to cruise with the kids. But with this, you're actually going to the land of the Northern Lights, so you're heading north. You know, it's a great opportunity. It could be an opportunity to the Northern Lights, but great if you want to see some of those Norwegian ports as well. And the price, look at the price that you got there for nearly 2 weeks, 13 nights.
Holy moly, that's crazy.
For 674 per person. That's a fantastic price. ID number is 139172. Give the guys a call right now. We haven't got time to go into all the detail, but if you want to find out more about that particular cruise, give them a call.
And of course, it's Tilbury to Tilbury, so we're talking what East. I always like to think of it as East London to East London. So you can take as much luggage as you want or don't want. It's entirely up to you. But what a great opportunity! 139172. But come on, we've got to keep going because we've got so many cruises to share with you. Now we're going to Oceania, and these are a top brand. This is a beautiful company, and these ships are all refurbished, if I remember rightly.
Yeah,
they're like brand new, basically.
But when a cruise line releases a brochure on the actual re-inspiration, as they call it, they're spending over 100 million marble bathrooms for every single cabin. It's just absolute. I mean, if you've ever been lucky enough to travel on Oceania, or if you've ever wanted to go, right, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it really properly and big. I mean, the actual ships themselves, as you remember, when they were first launched, they were ahead of their time and absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful. The chandeliers, the atriums, the decor inside. It is just so modern, but so luxurious. And because you're looking at a ship that's only 30,000 tons, you've only got 600 passengers.
Brilliant.
It is just such a luxurious experience. I love what you said earlier on about there is no bad cruise line. You're absolutely right, because you think of cruising and you think it's just luxury. You know, it is 4 and 5 star, but it's what personality of cruise line you want. And this, if you really want to, excuse the pun, push the boat out for something special, this is that something special.
Let's take a look at the ships so you get some idea of what they're really all about. Again, you can see these aren't giant ships. There aren't thousands of people on board. 600 passengers, you said? 600
passengers. Brilliant. Look, if the cruise line prides themselves on a bespoke, custom-made bed just for the cruise line, that's the sort of quality that you've got. 1,000 thread count linens as well in all of the rooms. 1,000. The service that you get as well. All of these different styles of restaurant, whether you want Toscana, which is steak, an Italian restaurant, whether you want to go for Red Ginger, which is the Asian fusion restaurant. It is just luxury all the way. And because, again, because you haven't got that many passengers, you get to know people, you can, you know, meet new people. And it's just, I think sometimes when you're traveling, you make those memories, and this is going to be a memorable cruise. Yeah, they are absolutely stunning. And I say that from first-hand experience because I was lucky enough to be on board the ships a number of years ago. But bear in mind, they've now been refitted, and it's not just a refit. That's why they brought the brochure out, because these have really been brought back to life, and your experience
will be as if these are brand new ships. Am I right to say that they've got all marble bathrooms now?
Yep,
So
all marble
huge...
bathrooms, 8,000 new light fixtures, 12,000 new sofas and chairs, and there's over 1,000 people that are going to be working on this re-inspiration. It's
Brilliant.
just going to look absolutely stunning.
So on this particular cruise, where do we go?
Well, do you know what I love about this? 7 nights, it's an absolute classic. You're actually going to be flying out and starting in Florence and Pisa, your first port of call. Now, the great thing is, it's a classic itinerary with some of the most luxurious places like Monte Carlo. It just is a brilliant cruise. But yeah, your first day is going to be, well, what would you like to do? In the Port of Livorno, you can either go to Florence or Pisa or both. Go to the Ponte Vecchio Bridge, buy some lovely jewellery, go to the Leaning Tower. For me, I'd stay locally and just enjoy some of the shopping that you have there, because there's one of my favourite ports of all time. It's next. It's Monte Carlo. It's Monaco.
Oh, because you love your Grand Prix, don't you?
Absolutely love it. But the great thing is, there's so much to do. If you don't, I mean, Monaco is associated with motorsport, but glamour. You can go to the Prince's Palace and have a tour there. By the way, there's actually an optional tour that you can see his car collection as well. It's not as expensive as you can see, but go around the harbour, perhaps go to Princess Grace Gardens, go around to the Monte Carlo Bay or Casino Square. You've got Café de Paris just to the left-hand side.
I just get a buzz being there, because you've probably seen it in the movies, you've certainly seen it on television, and to actually be there, you really, really do get a buzz. Am I right in saying the locals aren't allowed to play in the casino?
No, they're not. And do you know what? I've actually bought a book recently. This is going back about 100 years ago. There was a guy from Yorkshire, I believe, that broke the bank of Monte Carlo. I bought the book to read. So lovely, lovely, lovely place.
And from Monte Carlo, where do we go?
Antibes. Now, this is in between Cannes and Nice. As soon as you say that, you just know it's the south of France, the Côte d'Azur. It's absolutely stunning. It's got a very big yachting community. Chateau Grimaldi has got a lot of history. You've got one of the finest collections of Picasso artwork. He actually painted in this region, and I think there's 24 paintings, 80 pieces of ceramics, 44 drawings, 32 lithographs, and 11 oils on paper, and 2 sculptures, all of Picasso's, in the Chateau Grimaldi. So go and see that there. Also, the 16th century fortress is definitely worth a little bit of a see as well. Then we're off to Marseille. It's just great. You're in Provence now. Just imagine those lavender fields. Absolutely stunning. Of course, as you actually come into the harbour itself, you'll see the famous castle, and this is, well, it dominates the harbour. It's the rocky prison where the Count of Monte Cristo was held. But just a great place. And of course, if you want to go a little bit further, you've got Arles, you've got Avignon as well. And of course, lots of artists have been around this area: Van Gogh, Cézanne, Matisse, Picasso. The Palace of the Popes as well, and the Pont de Gard Bridge, definitely one to look at whilst you're in there.
And then we go out to sea, and we're over to the Spanish islands.
We're over to Mallorca and the port of Palma.
Love Mallorca.
What was your favourite memories in Palma?
We didn't stay at Palma. We were over on the other side, over on the east coast, where it's a lot smaller. It's gorgeous, but we travelled all over the island, rented a car and just drove around it. It's stunning. Beaches are beautiful. We've been to that harbour right there. It's such a fun time. The
harbours are great. You could just jump off, 15 minutes in a cab and you're in a lovely harbour. For me, though, you've got the Belvoir Castle, so if you want to do something historic there. You've got the Sceaux Cathedral, which, again, just absolutely dominates the harbour there. The Caves of Drax. These wonderful stalagmite crystals underground.
We did that. We walked at
don't tell them what happens at the end.
This was just, it was only about 2 years ago. We took the kids there, the little ones, and they went to see it, and it is fantastic. Yeah, you've got time to do all of these, because it's not a giant island by any means.
And then there's also one thing I always mention it, but I revisited it today, and I thought, no, I'm going to have a look at this tour. There's a tour where you can go on a wooden train. And you actually go through the mountain range, the Sierra di Tramontana mountain range. You get to go through it, and it's fantastic.
Wow.
It's just absolutely stunning. So definitely try and do that. Then we're off to Valencia, and well, you've got the old quarter, which is just stunning. It goes back to the Middle Ages. You've got the Roman Colosseum there as well. Albufeira National Park, if you want to go out and do some activities. But for those of you that love your sculptures, you love your figurines, of course, this is the home of the Ladro factory and the Ladro Museum. So you can bring back some pieces there. Finishing up, you're going to then sail to Barcelona, where you disembark and then come back to the UK. But I can't emphasise enough, to have this particular cruise line and have it at this price. it doesn't happen that often. And when you look at what's included, it's absolutely stunning.
Well, let me go through that with you right now. Again, bear in mind we're talking the finer things in life. So if you like a cruise that is with the nicer things in life, this is certainly one for you. You've got an exclusive here from Planet Cruise. Again, another reason to go through Planet Cruise. Free gratuities, that means your tips, they're all included, because normally you tip the waiters, you tip the busboys, you're going to tip the cabin stewards, they've taken care of that. Plus $250 onboard spend per stateroom. You get the Wi-Fi included for free. Not all cruise lines is free. You got free drinks, or if you're not a drinker, $400 onboard spend or excursions. It's entirely up to you. So you've got the choices here. It's designed for you. Return flights from London. Again, if you want to fly from somewhere else, just talk to the team. Regional flights are available at a supplement. Just call them. Right. In fact, I'm going to ask you right now, write the number down and feel free to go to their website, planetcruise.com, or you can go to ID World and you can just put Planet Cruise into our search engine and it will take you through. But you can see you get lots for your money, so please don't miss out on it. Now, Oceania next. Oceania are working on dramatic enhancements on their R-class ships. They're the ones we talked about with 600 passengers. And look, some of this has already been shared with us by Justin. So 4 re-inspired ships, not just refitted, re-inspired. They will be like they're brand new. $100 million inspiration program. 1,368 new suites and staterooms. 1,400 new marble bathrooms. This is crazy. 8,000 new light fixtures, 12,000 new sofas and chairs. These ships will be a brand new experience. There is no doubt about it. But we don't end there. We've got another cruise to share with you. And in fact, I've been lucky enough to cruise. I was a passenger in this case. I was a passenger. We're talking Holland, America, certainly one of my favourite cruise lines. Let's take a moment to show you the ships so you've got some idea what you can experience. But I love Holland, America. Yeah,
and particularly this ship itself, it's got a musical theme. So the actual decor itself, it's all catered for, but great food on board. And you said great entertainment, because you, again, coming from a cruise director, if the entertainment's good, it must be good if you say it is.
I enjoyed the entertainment. I've got to share this with you, and I'll probably get told off for having favourites, but they had the best food I'd ever had at sea.
Really?
Best food I'd ever had at sea.
That is, and you know, again, to combine that with entertainment, it is going to be absolutely perfect. The itinerary, so you did the identical itinerary to this as well?
No, I was lucky. I was doing 60-day cruises all the way around South America. So we'd leave Miami, go all the way around South America, all the way down to Punta Arenas, right down to the bottom, Antarctica, and then all the way back up, Falkland Islands, etc., and back up. This is a segment of that. This is 22 nights, but how fun. This is the southern part. And it is so exciting. So you don't get the Caribbean, you don't go through the Panama Canal, but you get the part that most people never get to see in South America. Love it.
Go around Cape Horn as well. It's just, it's an experience in itself. And
I'm going to call it a bucket. This is a bucket list cruise. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. This is a
I agree with
bucket
you on that one.
list cruise. Your ID number for this one will be 177599. So certainly a cruise line worth considering. So we start in Santiago. Do we get an overnight at Santiago?
Yeah, we're flying out overnight, and you're actually staying there for 2 nights.
Oh, great.
And from my memories of Santiago, absolutely fantastic dining. And this is actually the home of what they call the Devil's Cellar, which is Casalero del Diablo.
Right.
So if you know the famous wine brand, this is where it was actually born. You can go there and see some of the greatest wines. You've got 2 days to spend just soaking up that culture, that atmosphere, the great architecture as well. It really was. We were only just in there as a turnaround port, really, and from the crew, we didn't get to see much, but what I saw, I absolutely loved. It stayed with me right up until today. There is actually a tour on the 2nd day that's included, which is a tour of the city. And if you want more details about that, then just give us a call on that one.
Then we have a day at sea to chill out?
Day at sea, you get on board the ship, and then you've got your day at sea just to acclimatise, find your way around the ship, get all your tours booked in. Bear in mind, we can do that for you in advance. So if you want to get on board the ship and just relax, then let us book your tours for you. First port is Porto Montt, and this is where you've got some fantastic snow-capped mountains and volcanoes just up in the distance, and then glaciers down below. It is just stunning.
Let me try and explain it this way. Most of us have heard of Alaska. Yeah, we often bring you cruises of Alaska. Think of this as being the same, but instead of being in the northern hemisphere, you're in the southern hemisphere. That's the best way to explain it. Is that fair?
Yeah. And to be fair, you go from the architecture of Santiago, and this actually more looks like Switzerland or Austria, something like the German villages and the ski
fjords.
chalets.
Yeah.
It's great. And well, talking of fjords, yeah, we're actually going to be cruising then on day 7, the Chilean fjords, all day, just taking out that wonderful scenery. So maybe if you've been lucky enough to do Norway, this is going to be just something on an even bigger scale.
Look at that.
Then you've got another day at sea. You've got the Amalia Glacier and the Canal of San Martino, and then the Straits of Magellan, or how do you pronounce it? Magellan. And then Punta Arenas, the Cockburn Channel, and the Beagle Channel, which really retraces the steps of some of the most famous explorers. You are literally sailing in the shadows of history there.
Well, because many, many years ago, they were always afraid to go down this far, weren't they? They didn't like to go that far south. But of course, today we've been around, we've navigated the entire planet, and we know that it's fine to do that. So it's really, really exciting. And so few people get to cruise this part of the world. Take advantage of it. Bucket list cruise.
Well, I was at sea for 6 years. I only ever did this itinerary once.
Right.
So that gives you some sort of an idea.
There's your career.
It was just, you know, it's a great opportunity. You end up in Glacier Alley and Ushuaia, which is the most southernmost port.
Yeah.
This is just a great opportunity to say you've been there. I mean, the fact that you can't go any further south than Antarctica is just absolutely superb. Then you've got Cape Horn. And there's probably going to be some onboard activities which tie up with crossing the line and going around Cape Horn. There were some great traditions that we used to have at sea. But then we're off to the Falkland Islands. And if you love birds, if you love penguins, this is a great opportunity. Another good friend of mine who's still a cruise director on board P&O, he absolutely loves penguins, and his wife actually organised a private tour to a special beach.
Wow, just to see penguins?
Yeah, so you've got, so Bluff Cove is one to go to, and Sparrow Cove. You can actually see some of the rare rock hoppers in that particular, there's a colony of them there. Then we've got 2 relaxing days at sea, and then we're into Uruguay. Now this, again, we're going back up into wine country. You've got vineyards, and also you've got football as well. Bear in mind that this is the home of Luis Suarez. Plenty, if you love your football, then there's plenty of history there. And of course, 4 World Cups, I believe. Is it 4 World Cups? I'm not a football man, but I think it's 4 World Cups to Uruguay. Then we're off to Buenos Aires.
Love it.
Now, again, what did you do?
Oh, you got to go.
Tango show?
Yeah, saw a tango show, and it was phenomenal. I cried. It was so good. But you got to have steak while you're there as well.
Oh, yeah, the gauchos.
Got to have steak.
Yeah, I did the tour where you go out to the gaucho, the ranch, and they cook on the low open fire pit, and they do all the steaks.
And they do a little green ticket. They're almost like traffic lights. So if you have the green lights, they just keep bringing more food, more meat, and you turn it to red, and they stop bringing the meat. So there's a great tip there. Otherwise, you just get, they keep bringing food. I know. You've got to turn the traffic light to red.
Of course, if you love history as well, Eva Peron, you can go and celebrate the history there as well. 2 more relaxing days at sea, and then into Santos. Now, of course, Santos itself is a place not very well known, but Santos FC Football Club. Even I know that because, of course, that was the football club for Pelé, one of the most legendary players. So for those of you, perhaps if your other half is a big football fan, then they'll absolutely love that there. Then we're off to Rio, and Rio de Janeiro, again, once in a lifetime.
Got to be on the deck as you're sailing in. I'm going to say 2 hours before you want to be out on the deck, because the views as you pull into Rio are just phenomenal.
See the Corcovado, Sugarloaf Mountain, see Christ the Redeemer, and to see that from your balcony of your cruise ship, that will just be absolutely superb. You've got a 2-night stay there, so you can incorporate all of it. Go to Copacabana Beach, Eponina.
I was saying I was lucky enough that we overnight. Do you do 2 overnights there?
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm jealous now. That is brilliant. What a great cruise. You've got to get on here. Now, if you're wondering why should I go through Planet Cruise, come on. 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Santiago, 2-night stay, 4-star hotel in Rio, and you got the tour there as well, both of those ports. 16 nights cruising on the Zaandam. I told you the best food I'd ever had at sea with Holland America, and your return flights are from London. But if you want others, then just call the team. Write that number down, because it's not going to be on the screen for a lot longer. Only about 6 more minutes, and that phone number will be off the screen. So write that phone number down. Of course, you can go to idealworld.tv, and you can put Planet Cruise in our search engine, it will find it. But we're going to show you a little advert, and you're going to recognise Glenn because he's a regular here at Ideal World. He's telling you about celebrity cruises.
How would you like to win a trip on a celebrity cruise ship? On Tuesday the 23rd of October 2018, live on Ideal World at 8 PM, the Planet Cruise TV show will feature a 1-hour celebrity cruise special. Sean and I will be joined by Ruth from Celebrity Cruises as we take you on a journey around the world, with offers to the Mediterranean, Scandinavia, Dubai, Alaska, and of course much more. We might even give you some exclusive news about Celebrity Cruises' newest ship, Celebrity Apex. You'll also have the chance to win a celebrity cruise, so don't miss the show to find out how. So there's only one place to be, and that's Tuesday the 23rd of October, 8 PM. Tune into the Ideal World Planet Cruise Celebrity Special. And remember, you dream it, we'll plan it.
Cheeky wink there, wasn't it?
Cheeky.
Cheeky little wink. That's our Glenn. Glenn's often here during the show, like Justin. Now, we're going to give you a quick recap. Don't forget, write down the cruise ID numbers. We started with MSC, the Mediterranean Shipping Company. Beautiful ship, the Preziosa. And of course, you've got some great reasons to travel with Planet Cruise. First of all, you've got the free inside to balcony upgrade. That's free. Look at the price, £699. Overnight in Amsterdam or Rotterdam. An exclusive with Planet Cruise, the fact it's only £1 per person deposit, and of course you can add on the all-inclusive drink package if you like for as little as £24 per person per night. Don't forget you can go for the £95 so you can stay in the Winchester Hotel as well, and that'll include breakfast, parking and port transfers.
Yeah, then we have P&O's Oceana, and this again you can book it from just £1 deposit per person. Heading over to Dubai, you get some fantastic overnights on board as well. Return flights are based from Manchester, but we can do different regional airports as well. Give us a call now. ID number on that is 139230.
Then we did that little ship, and when I say little, I'm talking 30 passengers, 6 overnights on board this one, 7 nights around the Dalmation Islands. Available April through October of next year. Again, an exclusive of just £1 per person to say, yep, we want that. We've already had 10 sellouts on this, so be as quick as you can. You've got local wines, beers and soft drinks all served on board, and that's from 11 AM till 10 PM. Guided tours in the vast majority of the ports, and your return flights from London Gatwick. But of course, you can call the team and say, do you know what's it going to cost me to go from Bristol or from Manchester or from Birmingham or wherever it may be. Then we had Norwegian.
Yeah, and this is one of their latest ships, only set sail in April this year. This is the Norwegian Bliss. You're heading over to Key West and you've got some fantastic overnight stays in Miami and Key West. All of that is included. It's also premium all-inclusive as well, and you get a free upgrade from inside to outside on some of the different departure dates. Give us a call on that one because the ID number is 192745.
And then we had the re-inspired ships, 4 gorgeous ships. We focus on the Sirena. Plenty of dates available on this one. Please don't miss out. Planet Cruise exclusive, free gratuities. The tips are included. $250 onboard spend included. Free Wi-Fi, free drinks, or if you're not a drinker, $400 onboard spend or excursions. Gorgeous, gorgeous ships. They're the ones that are completely and utterly not just refitted, but re-inspired.
And then we had our final cruise, as you call a bucket list, 22 nights around South America on Holland, America. With this, you've got a 2-night stay in Santiago, including a tour, and 2-night stay in Rio de Janeiro with tours included. ID number on that one is 177599.
And don't forget, the Planet Cruise are the preferred and certainly the lead agent for many of these cruise lines. So you can go to their website, planetcruise.com, or you can go to Ideal World and put Planet Cruise into our search engine. There really is something for everyone. Did you have a favourite tonight?
I think definitely the Saga cruise. I just think it's so unique. So
the one with 30 people on board.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm going to say go for South America. Go for South America. Or if you love your food, try Holland America. Phenomenal cruise line. Hey, Justin, always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Where you been? Because you've got a lovely tango.
I've just been over to Greece. I was going to say.
It's all right for some, in it. He's got a great job. Listen, you can get your cruise afterwards. So call the team. They're waiting for your call right now.
Hiya, thanks for watching the video. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to click that bell to get all notifications, and if you're looking for more fantastic travel video content like this, click on the videos to the right hand side. It'll be really informative. Or click on the Planet logo to the left to go to our website for some fantastic deals. Keep cruising.